difficulties. We were probably, an hour into it?
I think it was just 30 minutes.
Was it just 30 minutes? It felt longer than that.
Thanks.
Dick. All right. So I have my high school friend Steven and William on the show. William, you were on a little bit for the draft. You had to come in late because you have a son to take care of. But you haven't really truly been on the show in almost 2 years.
Right, or I think the beginning of the NFL season last year, I think I was on. But that was.
Did you? I don't remember that at all. If you were, I don't know.
I don't know. I might have just lied, but I'm pretty sure I was.
Steven, I know you've been on quite a lot. Anytime I text our group, you respond within 5 seconds. You're like, hey, I'll come on. And most of the time, it's not that I don't want you on, but most of the time I just get tired. I'm like, they're going to think I only reach out to Steven.
Yeah.
All right. So at least I finally got y'all on split screen. That's good. The viewers can at least see y'all. Outside of just William and his ugly Washington Capitals stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So today we're going to be talking hockey, which we got 30 minutes into it. Given our preview of the upcoming postseason, we got to do it all over again. So let's go ahead and do this all over again, y'all. What are you looking forward to the most with this format this year?
Honestly, what I look forward to the most is hopefully the Caps going somewhere. We do not start off well. That's why I'm glad we're in this round robin, though. Just so we can get all that bad hockey out of the way and then start going nice.
Steven, how about
you? I will not be selfish and talk about my team. I'm looking forward to those 5-game series where those teams have to none of our teams are in those 5-game series where they immediately go into the playoffs.
Yeah, we get do-overs.
We get 3 warm-up games, round-robin games, to kind of work some kinks out and do whatever. So I'm looking forward to watching teams 5 through 12 in those conferences go right into the playoffs, play meaningful hockey day one, and hopefully watch the Blackhawks get humiliated and disgusted in a 3-game series.
I sure hope so. I don't like the Blackhawks because of 2013 Stanley Cup alone.
Terrific.
And the fact that they're called the Blackhawks. That's offensive in today's society.
Racist.
That's so racist. I like to call them the Black Cocks.
And down.
Which is also, I guess, kind of racist.
Let's say.
All right. Let's go ahead and start with round robin stuff in the East. So we talked about this before. There are 2 Hab cities. We are for sure it's going to be Toronto and Edmonton, correct?
That's what the internet says.
Yeah, right. Toronto and Edmonton. So basically, everyone in the East except Toronto has to go play in Toronto. Toronto's got to go to Edmonton. Everyone in the West except Edmonton has to play in Edmonton. Edmonton has to go, Edmonton and I guess the Blackhawks will be in Toronto, and Toronto and Columbus will be in Edmonton for the first round.
I think just the whole entire West will play in Toronto.
Oh, really? Is that how it's going to be?
I mean, it'd be simpler so that they don't have to travel across country until
I could have sworn I saw the Boston Bruins tweet that they were going to Toronto. Let me double check.
I don't know. I'm confused.
All right. Well, hang on. Let me find a better explanation.
It'd be weird if they all had to play in Edmonton in Toronto, and then they made Toronto go to Edmonton. Why not just make the whole conference play in one hub city?
I don't know. All right, so that play would resume August 1st, with the Eastern Conference teams playing in Toronto and the Western Conference teams playing in Edmonton. All games in the conference finals and Stanley Cup will be played in Edmonton. It will mark the first Stanley Cup playoffs to be contested entirely in Canada since 1925. So I guess
It's kind of stupid.
I don't see anything about Toronto having to play in Edmonton or Edmonton having to play in Toronto.
Well, that's what I read when it was supposed to be Edmonton and Vegas. They said Vegas can't play there, and Oilers can't play in their playing just because nobody gets home field advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
Well,
quite all of them.
there's not going to be any fans in the stands, so it'll really just be the ice itself and the arena itself that is the advantage.
Right.
So, I mean, I think that would have grain of salt, but I don't think it's that big of an advantage if there's not going to be thousands of Canadians drinking Labatt's.
Well, it's not only that, but it'd be playing in your stadium, or arena, I guess. Like, you know where everything is, you know how to get to everything, so your pregame warm-up is more routine,
Yeah.
I could be making a stretch, but I feel like it will have an advantage.
I don't think it's that big of an advantage because these guys plays in every arena every year. So I don't know it'll be that big of an advantage. Obviously, knowing the bounces and knowing, like you said, getting into a routine pregame may have advantages for Edmonton and Toronto. I think it helps Edmonton more because they're better than Toronto. But I don't see it having that big of an advantage.
Right.
I'm still trying to
I
find
can agree with that.
I'm still trying to find some information here. Hang on. You'd think it'd be easy to find, but it's not.
I guess Steven did have a point, like, if they're not going to have fans in the stands, then they're probably not going to make a team travel across the country playing, like, in another region than where they're supposed to play, just because there's hub cities there or whatever.
I don't think it's going to be as big a deal as we're making it out to be.
Yeah.
So I'm not seeing anything. It says the first day of play at Toronto will include game ones of the best-of-5 Eastern Conference qualifier series between Carolina and New York, Pittsburgh, Montreal, New York Islanders, and Florida. And then at Edmonton, the Oilers will play the Blackhawks, Calgary, and Jets.
And I also wonder this. I wonder if they're all going to be played at, like, different rinks. Like, they're not going to play every game at the Rogers Center. They're not going to play every game at the arena in Edmonton the Oilers play at. I wonder if there's other sites that they're going to be playing at. Because when you have 4 NHL hockey games on one sheet of ice on the same day, I mean...
It doesn't say right now. Let me find it here.
I guess you could do like a
the
morning
city.
and an afternoon because, they really don't have to do anything. If there's no one in the stands, they don't have to clean the stands.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're not going to have, like, emblems at center ice. So, really, you just got to
Oh, okay. So
get the Zamboni out.
there's going to be, looks like at the most 3 games. So noon, 4, and 8 in the East.
Yeah.
And then in the West, it's 2. These are all Eastern time, 2, 6:30, and 10:30. So that gives them, 4 hours to work with in between games.
Yeah, because there's really not that much maintenance if you don't have to, like, make sure emblems are on there or, like, clean the stands or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But-
It's maintaining the ice is going to be
Yeah.
a big thing.
Yeah.
I agree. They might have more. I don't know how they do it. They might have more than one. I've seen they do it for football where if it's like a dome, they'll roll in the field if it's real grass. So they might have a thing, that rolls in a new patch of ice, in the rain. I don't know.
They'll probably just skim the top 6 inches off the ice and then re-ice it or something like that.
Maybe they'll probably have something. But as far as I can tell, it looks like Toronto is playing in Toronto and Edmonton is playing in Edmonton. Going by this article from NHL, it has the schedule, and Edmonton is under the Edmonton West qualifying round schedule. Same with Toronto and the Toronto East qualifying round schedule. So I guess that's what we're going with. But so let's get into it. We already talked about the hub cities. Let's get into the round robin in the East. Who do you think this benefits the most? This round robin.
I would say, the entire East round robin, just because, Bruins, Caps, Lightning, and Flyers, they're all good. So getting, exercising these 3 meaningless games, will help them out, tune everything. Because you've got great goalies on all of them, and you've got, you're facing great forwards, great defensemen, and great goalies. So you can tune everything out with a great team that if you lose, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, definitely the Bruins, Lightning, and Caps are just as good on the offensive end as arguably they are on the defensive end. I would say. Flyers, I don't think quite as much. I still don't know much about their defense. I know that they can score pretty well, but I don't know if their defense is that good. That's definitely been their hole the last few years. It looks like that they have fixed it, though. But they're still a relatively young team. And as I said, what I've been going by when I pick is your win percentage away from home, and they are sub 500. But, like I said an hour ago or whatever, they are 3-1 against the Bruins, Lightning, and Caps this season. Just throwing that into the barbecue sauce.
I guess the Flyers would benefit the most if there's any team, just because, you're playing team 1, 4, and 5, in the whole league. So, there's something to go off of.
And those teams, you got the same amount of a layoff as those teams. Young team, hungry, they could easily sneak up on someone.
Yeah.
So the team with the best win percentage away from home in the East is the Caps at almost 64%. Their goal differential is plus 25. So those are pretty good numbers. Bruins are almost 63% win percentage away from home. They are plus 53. That leads the league. Lightning are almost 60%, just under that at 58% and plus 50. So you have 3 teams there that are pretty good away from home and score a lot of goals. And even then, the Flyers are plus 36 in goal differential. So I could see this really going how many outcomes are there? 16? 4 times 4? Right?
Williams the math.
Yeah, you're the math guy. Is that right? 16 different outcomes? I could see all 16.
Yeah. I think the Flyers in almost every thing you come up with will be last. It's just mainly, I think it's Bruins, Caps, Lightning, Flyers. I don't see the Lightning going on because I think is Samco still out or whatever his name is.
I can't imagine. He's had a 3-month layoff.
Yeah, but he injured himself the first unofficial practice or something
did he?
like that.
He get hurt in practice?
If so, that is big.
Well, he's he's always injured. He's always trying to play through an injury or something like that. So
he got injured. He got injured on Saturday. It's Tuesday now. He is expected to be ready for the start of the NHL's 2014 Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah,
and it looks like he returned to the ice
where
yesterday.
They just played around and he injured his shoulder or something like that.
What a geek.
So he was on the ice yesterday, it looks like, but did not practice necessarily. He just skated. So I'd say he'll be all right. So let's go ahead and give a prediction for the round robin. What do you think, William?
I think it's going to be Bruins, Caps, Lightning, Flyers. It's because that Boston forward crew is just something else.
Steven?
I will go Caps, Bruins, Lightning, Flyers.
We're going to have all 3 different ones.
I will say the Caps always make Rask just look terrible.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying 30 minutes ago. The Bruins suck against the Capitals. They'll win at least some games against the Lightning. They'll go 500 maybe against the Lightnings in the season, but they suck against the Capitals. So I'm going to go Caps to win, Lightning second, Bruins third.
You're putting your Bruins at third?
Damn straight I am, to prove I'm not biased. And Flyers fourth. I'm going with the matchups, man. Lightning and Caps, both playoff-proven teams. In a one-game scenario, I'll take those teams to beat the Bruins any day.
Yeah, I guess.
Not that the Bruins are inexperienced, but... So, we already gave our picks for the qualifying round. Let's go back, though. And if you want to renege and change your pick, feel free. I'm not going to judge you. But Edmonton and Chicago... All three of us took the Oilers. Is anyone changing that?
Absolutely not.
I know Steven's not. I feel pretty comfortable in saying the Oilers are going to win that game. Probably going to sweep the Blackhawks. They are not very good. They shouldn't be in the playoffs.
Nope.
So
stinks. The whole city.
The whole city does stink. You're right.
It really is.
Cesspool.
Nashville and Arizona. We all took the Preds. Is anyone going to change?
Nope.
I'm not either. Predators are more experienced. Vancouver and Minnesota. Steven and I
said the Canucks, and I think y'all...
We both took the Wild. Anyone going to change their pick? I agree. I'm going to stick with the Wild. A lot of playoff experience. Vancouver, talented, but still pretty young. Winnipeg and Calgary. Steven and I took the Jets. William took Calgary. Anyone going to change that pick?
Did we go over the West round robin?
Oh, sorry. You're right. We did not. My bad. My bad. I did. I don't want to talk about the Blues, but I'm willing to do it. That is my bias getting in the way. I'll admit that.
Yeah.
All right, Steven, go ahead with your fucking Blues.
All right, as the resident Western Conference expert here, I think this matches up well for the Blues. The West was very much weaker than the East. The Blues kind of ran away with it. So they have the Avs at 2, the Golden Knights at 3, and the Stars at 4. What we talked about earlier, Nathan McKinnon is the best player in that pool of teams, and kind of carries the Avalanche to a lot of their success, rightfully so. I mean, he's really freaking good. But St. Louis has the best defense. St. Louis has the best goaltender. They are the most talented top-to-bottom team in the West, and I don't think that any of these teams can stack up. So I went Blues, Avs, Stars, Knights. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this doesn't matter. I mean, the Blues are going to face the winner of the 8-9. The Avs are going to face the winner of the 7-12. The Knights are going to face, none of this matters, but
it really doesn't. I mean, other than you get a worse matchup the next round, or an easier matchup, so to speak. So you took the Knights at 4.
Yeah, Blues, Avs, Stars, Knights.
All right, William, you go ahead.
Yeah, I've got the same. Steven had basically nailed it on the head with the Blues. I don't really see the Stars or the Golden Knights as a threat.
No.
And that, like you said, Nathan McKinnon on the Avalanche will be the reason why it goes Blues, Avalanche, Stars, Knights. I just don't see anything for the Stars or Knights to do much work. It could go Stars and Knights either way. I just don't see them doing much. I think they'll both go 1 and 3.
So we're going to disagree here, as I've mentioned. I'm higher on Colorado than you guys. They have the best win percentage away from home this year, despite being a young team. They're top 3 in the league in goal differential, so they can score points while also playing defense. I really like them. And in a one-game scenario against these 3 teams, I think they match up well with the Blues, and then I think they're better than both the Stars and the Knights. Stars and Knights, it could be a coin flip. I can see the Knights coming in third. I don't see really either of them finish one or two unless the Stars can, they have a pretty good defense. They got a pretty good goaltender. If they can just keep dudes out of the net or keep pucks out of the net, I could see them potentially doing it. And we talked about it last time we did this recording. This probably benefits the Stars more because they're very top-heavy. One-game scenario, they can beat those 3 teams every day. Not every day, but anytime. They could finish first. I don't see the Knights. I think, I don't know. I'm just not that high on the Knights. They had their moment in the sun.
Yeah, the only thing I can't believe I can't remember the goalie's name. Fleury, yeah.
Marc-Andre Fleury.
I don't think he's as good as he used to be anymore, and I just don't see anybody supporting him well enough besides that Nate Schmidt guy. But I think he is suspended or something like that.
Gotta look that up. We got fact check.
He was suspended, or he currently is suspended.
Nate Schmidt.
Yeah, they took him from the Caps, and he was a good defenseman. And then there's that haymaker defenseman over there, whatever his name is.
Prior to the 18-19 season, he was suspended 20 games. That was last year.
Oh.
Maybe he got suspended again.
Is it Reeves that plays for the Knights?
I believe so. I know Steven loves him some Ryan Reeves. He would know.
Ryan Reeves.
So we have different top 4s for the round robin. We just went through the Western Conference qualifying round. Eastern Conference, Penguins in Montreal. Fuck the Habs. I'm just going to say that right now. I'm taking the Pens. As Steven said 30 minutes ago, the Habs speak French, and Montreal, the city sucks. I've never been there, but it sucks. That's not what you said. What did you say?
They speak French and they stink. I don't know.
That's fine. That's good enough for me.
Poutine.
What the fuck is poutine? Anyone know?
French fries and gravy and cheese and.
I'm all for eating fries.
Disgusting.
I draw the line at gravy. I'm not a big gravy guy.
I like gravy, but it goes on biscuits, not freaking French fries.
Right.
I agree with that. I do like biscuits and gravy. However, it's like eating concrete. Sometimes. No, it's not good for you.
It's the exact opposite.
So Carolina and New York Rangers. We all took Carolina, and I think we all think it's going to be a very competitive series.
Yes.
I think it'll be the series of at least the East, just because even though they're – what are they ranked? So Carolina's 9, Rangers are 8. Yeah.
No, Carolina is 6th in the standings.
I was talking about in the league.
But yeah,
I think it's evenly matched. But like I was saying earlier, the Rangers allow 34 shots a game, which you can't allow that in the playoffs.
I didn't see that.
Even if you get 90% saves, that's still 3 goals a game. I just don't like those numbers.
That's
Whereas
a good
Carolina
point. Who leads the league in shots against?
Shots against, it would be...
Or shots per game, whatever. Giving up, whatever.
Yeah, Vancouver allows the most at 33%. Or 33 a game, sorry.
Really? More evidence to take Minnesota.
It's the Blackhawks at 35.
Damn. I'm sorry, who had the fewest? That's what I meant.
The fewest, okay. So it's looking
I said led the league. I meant fewest.
The Flyers, actually, with 28.7 shots a game.
Don't sleep on the Flyers.
Kinda high.
All right. Finishing up the Eastern Conference qualifying round, we got the New York Islanders and the Florida Panthers. What do y'all think?
I'm going with the Islanders.
Yeah, I'm going with the Isles as well.
Just because, their defense is pretty underrated, and Trotz has them on a leash.
So I've kind of been high on the Florida Panthers like the last 2 years, and I'm going to die on this hill, apparently. I'm going to take the Florida Panthers.
No, bud.
Florida Panthers have Sergei Bobrovsky. They got a better goaltender. It's all about the goaltender in the playoffs. The Panthers also have a better win percentage away from home, above 500. The Islanders are at 45%, so significant difference there. The Panthers are also in the plus column in goal differential. Granted, it's just +3, but still in the plus column. The Islanders are in the negative column at -1. So I like the Panthers there. Not by much. I think it's going to be competitive, but I'm going to take the Panthers.
Bobrovsky, he hasn't really done well this year in terms of save percentage. Like he didn't even crack the top 20, but the Islanders goalie, his for this season's 91.4%. And the Islanders allow 31 shots a game, while the Panthers allow 32.5. We're all talking about defense, but they allow quite a lot of shots a game.
I think you changed my opinion. All right.
Both teams' power plays suck, though. 17% for the Islanders, and then 17% for the.
I think y'all are right. Y'all are right. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm gonna go with the Islanders.
There you go.
I don't like it, but I'll do it. I want to take the upset.
Trotz is gonna make it to the second round and then lose.
Yeah, he's likely the better coach.
It's just what he does.
So then last up, we got Toronto and Columbus. I don't know about y'all. Columbus has been a nice story this year. They lost a lot, but I think this is where their road ends. Toronto's got too much talent.
I agree.
Yeah. Leafs in 4. Game 4.
What are they? 8. Believe it or not, the seeding does matter because then it does reseed the next round.
Right.
All right. So we swept the Eastern Conference. No differences. Y'all talked me into the Islanders, and I do actually think that's probably the smarter pick.
I think we all went chalk on that one, right?
We did, yeah, no upsets. Although I would not be surprised if the Rangers or the Panthers pulled it out. Blue Jackets, I'd be pretty surprised. Obviously, Montreal as well. So let's go back to the West. William, you have the Blues and Flames in round 1. Who are you going to take?
It's going to be the Blues in Game 5.
Blues in 5. Interesting.
It's not Game 7, right? In this round.
Yeah, there is. It's only the first round.
Blues,
it's only the qualifying round. So you're taking Blues over the Flames.
Easily.
Yeah, I would take the Blues too. They're top to bottom. They're better than the Flames. St. Louis, Calgary.
Y'all probably picked the Blues over the Jets, right?
He has the Blues and Wild. Wild are the 10 seed.
I forgot about the seeding. You're right.
That's going to be an interesting series, Steven.
It will be an interesting series. Don't particularly think it matters. Because I'm taking the Blues anyway.
Shocker.
I know that's a big shock to us all.
So then I have the Avs and Minnesota, and I'm going to take the Avs. Minnesota, a lot of playoff experience, but you got to score points, and I like the Avalanche's offense more. And they play pretty good defense. So then we have, or William has the Avalanche and the Canucks.
I'm going to go with the Avalanche easily on that one. I wouldn't say easily. I think it'd be closer than you think just because Grubauer, I don't think he's going to be as good as people think he is for Avalanche, but they've got McKinnon, so it's going to be the Avalanche.
Steven, you have the Avalanche and Jets.
What William said goes for me as well. We've got the best player on the ice, and that goes a long way. So give me the Avs in 6.
Avs.
I don't know if I said that, but yeah, Avs in 6 for them versus the Canucks for me.
All right, so then that gives me St. Louis and Winnipeg, and I got to go with the Blues. But I think that'd be a very entertaining series.
How'd that feel?
It defiled every fiber of my being.
Okay. Just wondering.
So then we got, or William has the Stars and Preds.
I mean, it's going to be the Preds. I think they'll be tuned up, and I just don't see anything with the Stars that's really a threat.
Really?
So, yeah.
Yeah, they got. I like that pick.
I'm going to go with the Preds in 7, though.
I like that pick. The Preds have more playoff experience, and they're arguably just as good in either side of the ice. Steven, you have Dallas and Nashville again.
Yeah, I'm going to go the other way. I will go Dallas. Ben Bishop, Sagans, Jamie Benn, that whole squad. I like Dallas there in 7.
Okay.
It'll be a really, really good series. I like Dallas in 7.
I think whoever has the lead after Game 2, or I guess Game 3, whatever, is going to be who wins it. Whoever gets out in front will.
So I also have the Stars and the Preds. And back to what I was saying earlier, the Predators are better than the Stars away from home. They are almost 53% away from home. Stars are just at 51. So I'm going to go with the Preds because of that and more playoff experience and an upset. So then we each have Vegas. Hang on, I'm writing it down. All right. So, William, you got Vegas and Edmonton.
Yeah, I mean, the Oilers easily, just because of
Draisaitl. We all have Vegas and Edmonton.
McDavid, that's the top 2 scoring combo. And, I mean, this could be the only sweep. I think they'll sweep them, but I'm just going to say Oilers in 5.
Yeah, I would go Oilers. I'll go Oilers in 5 as well.
It's going to be the most lopsided, which is funny that the Knights had the round robin and the Oilers don't, but I think the Oilers are just going to smoke them.
All right, Steven.
Yeah, give me the Oilers as well. But I will take the Oilers in 6.
In 6.
They've got too much firepower. Draisaitl and McDavid are just too much to handle.
All right. So
who's their goalie? The Oilers. Is it Hellebuck or whatever?
No, that's Winnipeg.
Yeah.
It was Talbot, but I think he left town.
I'll look it up. You keep talking.
I don't recall, but let's flip to the East, where William, you have Boston and not Calgary. Toronto. Boston and Toronto.
Boston. Just because the Leafs will win that first round, and then they'll just lose in the second.
Toronto always manages to get to 7, though. It'll be a very competitive series.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably – I think it's going to be a high-scoring all the way through because, both teams have pretty good forwards. But, Rask will be the deciding factor. Versus, Anderson, right?
I believe that's his name. Frederick Anderson.
I think Rask will be the deciding factor.
Steven, you have Washington and Toronto.
Here's the thing.
Oh boy.
Toronto.
Oh boy.
I'm going to take the Caps. Let's.
There we go.
Let's get that out of the way. Caps are going to the series, I believe. I think it's going to go 7 because Toronto is super, super top heavy. Probably has more top talent than Washington, but is definitely not as deep as Washington. They've got their front 3 and then 4 of John Tavares, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, and what's his freaking name? Nylander are good, but I do think the Caps will win.
Don't the Leafs also have somebody who was from Vegas? Someone really good?
That I don't know.
I got that roster. Because I know the Caps roster up and down.
All right, so you took the Capitals, Steven?
I definitely think the Caps forward is more in depth.
All right.
Just saying.
So I have Washington and Toronto as well. And I know Toronto is hella talented, but at some point, you got to put that talent together, and they've never been able to do it. So I got to go the Caps easily. But it'll be competitive, probably like Caps in 6. And moving on.
Tavares, that's his name.
Not Tavares. Yeah.
He was in New York. He was with the Islanders, dude.
Islander.
Oh, right, whatever.
Whatever, dude, irrelevant.
Close enough.
So hang on. William, you now have Washington and New York Islanders. Ooh.
I think, it's a good revenge game, but I think that the Caps are just going to shred the Islanders because, we've got Ovechkin, Backstrom, TJ Oshie. We traded for Kovalchuk, who is like Ovechkin's other half when it comes to Russian hockey, and you still have Kuznetsov. I think the Islanders, their one good thing is their defense and their shots. Like, they can lower down the shots against, but Caps are too forward heavy. So just for that to even matter, I think we'll get them in 5.
All right, Steven, your matchup is Boston and the New York Islanders.
Yeah, Boston is probably the most talented team in the East, so give me Boston.
All right.
Top to bottom. If you can take the Blues to 7 games, you're pretty damn talented. So. Right, Shane?
Fuck off. All right, Tampa Bay and the New York Islanders is my matchup. Islanders, I don't think are going to be able to score. Give me the Lightning. So then that brings Williams' matchup to be Tampa Bay and Carolina.
I'm going to go with Tampa in 6 just because.
Carolina's scrappy.
I think Carolina will be limping into this one, and I think the Lightning will be full speed.
Steven, your matchup is the same. Tampa Bay, Carolina.
Yeah. I kind of agree with William. Carolina is going to have a hard-fought series. So, give me Tampa Bay.
All right. That leaves my matchup with Boston and Carolina. And I am going to take my Bruins.
So suspenseful.
Carolina's just too young. Boston's got a lot of playoff experience. And Boston can score. I don't think Carolina can outscore them over a 7-game series. So then we all have this last matchup of the East first round is Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. It's going to be a hell of a series.
Mad that even through this type of format, they still have to play the Penguins. Like,
that's very funny.
Yeah, definitely going to be Penguins in 7.
Penguins.
But I hope that they lose. I just hope Crosby is out again. That would make me happy.
Steven, how about you?
So I will go Flyers.
Oh!
Actually. Yeah, I think they match up well. So I will go Flyers in 6.
All right, I'm gonna side with William and go Penguins. They match up well. They got playoff experience. Flyers are young. I don't think they're there yet. So then,
I will say it could go either way, just because they're both. The stats on both these teams are so identical. It'll come down to Game 7 for sure.
So, William, your first matchup in the West semifinals is St. Louis and Nashville.
It's going to be the Blues, easily.
All right.
Blues in 6.
Steven, the matchup you did. Wait, hang on. I have this wrong. Okay, I have it wrong. Not the matchup right now, but I have 2 Edmontons, and I know that's not right. All right, so St. Louis, the matchup you didn't want, St. Louis and Edmonton.
Yeah, not great. I would still go Blues here, but that is going to be kind of like our series with Dallas last year. Where I think that goes in overtime in Game 7, and it could go either way the whole time. McDavid and Draisaitl are going to be a problem. But at the end of the day, defense is better on our side. Goaltending is better on our side. I think that wins out. Blues in 7.
All right. So my matchup is Colorado and Nashville. And I think that's going to be a very competitive series. I'm going to take the Avs, though, to squeak one out in 6 or 7. So then that brings us to William. Your next matchup is Colorado and Edmonton.
Yeah, this matchup would be like comparable to the Ravens versus the Chiefs, like Lamar Jackson versus Mahomes, because you got McKinnon versus McDavid. But I definitely have the Oilers in 6. I just think Draisaitl and McDavid will just go all over Grubauer.
Hang on, I'm still getting us ready for the next round. All right, so you took Edmonton?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, Steven, Avalanche and Stars.
Give me the Avs. Nathan McKinnon's too much for Ben Bishop, and Johan Klemberg, and their defense is young in Dallas, and Nathan McKinnon is just real good. So give me the Avs in 6.
So my matchup is the Blues and the Oilers. And I'm going to take the upset here. Not because I hate the Blues, although that factors in, but because I just realized that Edmonton will be playing on home ice. So, talented team, can score just as well as the Blues, home ice. I think I'm going to take the Oilers to squeak one out. I'm not confident, but I'm going to take the Oilers. I love me some Connor McDavid. What can I say?
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans? All right. Eastern Conference. William, you got Boston and Pittsburgh.
Do I?
Yep.
Oh.
You have Boston as the 1 seed. Pittsburgh is the 5. That's the worst seed.
That's right. Okay. I'm going to go with Boston. Just because I don't think Penguins have a good enough defense or goaltender in Matt Murray to stop that. Pretty much all the forwards on the Bruins. I mean, you're from the first line to the fourth line is pretty good.
Yeah, they are not. I don't think Pittsburgh's that good defensively.
I mean, they got Letang, but I don't know. I can't off the top of my head think of anyone else worthy of mentioning. So I definitely think Bruins and probably 5.
Steven, Washington and Philly.
Ooh. I'll probably go Washington there. A wealth of playoff experience. Philadelphia just doesn't have any. Best goal scorer in the league. I think for playoffs is really where maybe the most hated man in hockey, Tom Wilson, will shine. Just be a pest to people, kind of like Brad Marchand really shines in the playoffs because people hate him so damn much.
And he licks people.
Yeah, and he kisses people on the mouth. It's kind of weird, Shane.
Hey, it's 2020, man.
I ain't saying. I'm just saying.
If he does that, he will get whooped by everybody, especially with this stuff going on.
Oh yeah,
he would be whooped.
It's really funny. I would love to see him just get yard sailed at center ice. But yeah, I mean the Caps have a wealth of playoff experience that the Flyers just don't have. So Caps in 6.
All right. So that brings my matchup to Washington and Pittsburgh. The dreaded rivals. Washington has always struggled with Pittsburgh in the past. However, I think they exercised the demons in that 2018 run when they knocked them off in the second round. I don't trust Pittsburgh's defense. Washington can score just as easily as Pittsburgh. I'm going to go Caps in 7.
Don't say 7.
Hey, I said they exercised the demons. They exercised the demons. That curse is broken, I think. I don't like Pittsburgh. I like Washington more than Pittsburgh.
We have our own curse with Game 7s, yet I'm playing Pittsburgh. So
fine, I'll say Caps in 6 there.
Much better.
So your other Eastern Conference matchup, William, is your Washington Caps against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I'm going to go with the Caps.
Oh, boy.
I try not to be biased with these things, but, I mean, I know the Caps roster up and down, and I just don't think that the Lightning can stop them, really. Especially, I don't see any way. I think it'd be Caps in 6.
All right, Steven, you got Boston and Tampa.
I will take the high road here, Shane, and choose Boston because I'm not an asshole.
All right. So this is how I am, Steven. Sure, I might have taken the low road with St. Louis and Edmonton in the previous round. I also have Tampa Bay and Boston. I said I'm not going to let my bias get in the way. And I probably did a little bit with Edmonton and St. Louis, I'm not going to lie. But I do think I have some good points. But I'm definitely not going to let it get in the way here. I'm going to take Tampa to beat Boston. They always have their number. And I've never felt this was the Bruins' year, which is a shame. Obviously, I hope that that's not the case.
You also have to think they won the President's Cup, so they're going to lose in the playoffs.
Shut up. They won the President's Trophy, number 1. However, I do agree. That's usually a curse, but it's a 3-month layoff, so who knows at this point. Reset. So that brings my Eastern Conference Finals. Okay. So, Western Conference Finals. William, you have St. Louis and Edmonton. Wait, is that right? Yeah.
I definitely have Edmonton in Game 7, though.
You're going Oilers.
You've got a fully stacked team in the Blues, but then you've got some absolute playmakers for the Oilers. I think the Oilers will get by in Game 7.
All right. Stevens, Blues and Avalanche.
The Avs have kind of had the Blues number of recent. It kept us out of the playoffs 2 years ago on the last day of this regular season.
Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it?
I believe either swept us or went 3-1 against us this year.
The butt.
They're not as deep. They're not as talented. In one game situations, they can totally beat the Blues. But in a 7-game series, with the way that Craig Berube built this team, and Doug Armstrong, they are built for playoffs in the way that they just angle you and at the blue line and the goal line. This team is built for playoff success. So give me the Blues in 7. It's going to be an absolutely ridiculous series. Maybe another one kind of like last year with the Stars that could literally go any way at any time. But give me the Blues in 7.
Very well, then. So that brings my Western Conference Finals to Colorado and Edmonton. I've said it for over an hour now. I'm very high on the Colorado Avalanche. Edmonton, I think, has talent, but I'm just not sure. They've had enough talent to win the Stanley Cup, I think, the last 2 to 3 years, and they've missed the playoffs the last 2, except for this year. So I'm going to go Avalanche. I feel like I can trust them a little bit more than the Oilers, though it is going to be home ice for the Oilers, but I like the Avs a lot. I think that they're top to bottom a better team than the Oilers. So Eastern Conference Finals. William, you have Boston and Washington. Are you going to go? Are you going to be a sellout? You fucker.
The Caps are definitely going to beat the Bruins. I've said this as well for a while. We just make Rask look silly. Just absolutely ridiculous. And I think our offense is better than y'all's defense. And I think our defense can slow down your offense more than y'all's defense slows our offense. And Braden Holtby is a different type of goalie in the playoffs. Just ice cold. I think Caps in 6.
All right, Steven. Your matchup is the same.
If you want some help here, William.
Are you gonna pick the same Stanley Cup as last year?
Might I would you shut the hell up, please? I suggest snapping Zdeno Chara's jaw in Game 4. Or whatever it was. Might I suggest snapping Zdeno Chara's jaw? It seemed to work out well for us.
The Blues are such fuckers. I swear to God. Y'all are such fuckers.
And then
Craig Berube's such a fucking loser.
Center suspended for or a pretty blatant boarding, to be honest. It seemed to work out well. And then completely and totally shutting Brad Marchand down. Like the little punk bitch he is. Just playing with him and sitting on his face. So, yes, Shane. Going to lose. The Capitals are going to the Stanley Cup Finals. Suck my ass.
No, I don't even give a shit about that. I'm just mad about you talking about last year.
2019 Stanley Cup champions, St. Louis Blues.
Fuck off. All right. My matchup, Washington, Tampa Bay. I feel like y'all are sleeping on Tampa Bay. I don't get what the deal is. What the fuck's the deal with Tampa Bay?
Not sleeping on Tampa Bay at all.
Had almost 130 points last year.
Yeah, and then they lost in the, what?
Doesn't matter. It's the same team. It's the same team. I don't think they lost anyone.
Versus playoffs are different.
They stink, Shane.
I think the Caps, we got what we need, and I don't think the Lightning are prepared for it.
No, I disagree. I'm going Lightning. This is the best team, I think, top to bottom in the entire NHL. Both sides.
What?
Yep.
Vehemently disagree.
Tampa Bay? Are you shitting me?
Oh.
They're allowing 31 shots a game. You can't have that in the playoffs.
I don't care. I like Tampa Bay. They're a veteran team. They can score. They can prevent you from scoring. They got a good goalie and a good coach.
You know what the best team top to bottom in the NHL is?
What's that?
The Boston Bruins.
I disagree. I disagree completely. And that's not...
And you think I'm biased.
I said I disagree.
No.
How am I... You're calling me biased? Because I said I don't think Boston's the best team top to bottom?
I think by you trying not to be biased.
No, I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe Tampa Bay is the best team from top to bottom.
And we're smelling right through it.
I think like Boston, the Blues, even the Caps are better top to bottom than Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay has a better win percentage than all of them this year, except Boston. I'm looking at it, bitch. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, that was
over
Eastern
82
Conference.
games.
That was Eastern Conference. I'm sorry. So they're slightly worse than the Blues right now. League. Let me go to the league. Okay, so they're fourth, behind Colorado and St. Louis and Boston. But they are plus 50 in goal differential. Plus 50. It's second behind Boston. Y'all are sleeping on Tampa Bay. All right, moving on. Stanley Cup final.
We got to win the conference finals. That's not really sleeping on the team.
No, I said y'all are sleeping on them. I'm not, clearly, because I believe in them. All right, whatever.
Laugh real hard when they lose round.
If they do, I will eat it. I will eat my words. Y'all can come on the show and just shit talk me for an hour. In person, we're gonna make this a bet. We're gonna make this a wager. If they don't make it past the first round, I will invite y'all on the show and just shit talk me for an hour. And personal stuff too.
I'll start writing insults.
Yeah.
And I know y'all can both sling insults. It'll be a roast. Y'all can have people on the phone. All right.
I'm calling Taylor Mason.
All right, so Stanley Cup final. William, your matchup is Edmonton and Washington. I already know where you're going with it.
Nope. Oilers.
Oh.
Oilers and 6. I mean, no. I mean, I can't pick the Caps over the Oilers. I just can't.
But you can pick
I know. I love the Caps,
Boston,
but I think the Oilers. I just think they're gonna win it all. To be honest.
All right. Steven, I already know where you're going with it. St. Louis and Washington.
Let's go Blues.
You don't even try to hide your fucking bias.
There's no way the Caps lose to the Blues.
I sure don't.
Blues aren't winning back-to-back. Hardly anyone wins back-to-back in hockey. And the Blues are not that team. Yes,
Okay.
I'm biased and I hate them, but that's true.
Let's see.
So then my matchup is Colorado and Tampa. Colorado's a young team. I don't think they're there yet.
Going all in,
I'm going Tampa Bay, Lightning.
You're such a dummy.
Y'all picked chalk pretty much except William. William at least took a 5 seed.
I don't even see how you could pick the Lightning to win over the...
Because they're deep. They're deep on both their blue line and offensively. They got a good goalie. They're crazy talented.
They've got pretty much the same team they had against the Caps. And we came back from a 3-1 deficit, right?
Okay, that was 2 years ago.
Last 2 games of the Eastern.
That was 2 years ago.
But it's basically the same team that was then.
That was 2 years ago. You're bringing up shit that was 2 years ago.
People don't forget.
No, I don't get why y'all are down on Tampa Bay. They are top 5 in the league win percentage. They're top 2 or 3 in points. They can score. They're second in goal differential. They're good away from home. They check all the boxes for me. And I think they're better. I've watched them. I've watched them a lot. They're in the same division as Boston. I think they're better than Boston. I think they're better than the Blues. I don't know about the Caps. I'm just taking them to beat Washington because I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the Caps that much, and I don't really believe in their defense.
The Caps defense?
Not really.
This is the best defense that we've had. I'll tell you that. Our defense has always sucked, but I think this is the best defense we have. I'm not saying it's the best, but we can slow down other offenses enough for our offense to do their thing.
Very well. Do y'all have any other thoughts other than how stupid I am?
Pretty much sums it up.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much
it. So we've been at it for probably close to 2 hours, and we had technical difficulties in the middle, so this is probably about an hour-long podcast. Hockey starts August 1st. I'd be happy if y'all want to send official pics before then. I'd be happy to post it to our social media. But yeah, I feel pretty good about this. This is tentative for me. I'm going to workshop around it probably. I'll do some more research. I was just going by little facts, and I haven't checked injury reports, anything like that.
I mainly just went off like power play, penalty kill.
And I'll have to go by power. Power play is important in the playoffs. You know, shots against is a good one. But yeah,
to an extent, but when some teams are averaging 33 shots a game, like I don't see them knocking that down to 30 during the playoffs. So it'll be like at least 31 a game. You can't have that in the playoffs.
No, I agree. All right, so I'll let y'all go. I know y'all got work to do. I don't work until later.
It's been nice.
Yeah. William, I know you got the kid. You're not right now, though, right?
Nah, he's with the mother-in-law right now.
Spending the day with the grandparents. I remember when that was like. All right, I'll let y'all go. Y'all have a good one. Stay safe out there.
All right, deuces.
See you later.